Good day to you all. Happy Halloween. I couldn't find my black marker, so I used orange. But it's okay because it's Halloween. We've got a new Reebok offering, as you just watched in the intro. This is a viewer requested / informed item. I didn't know these popped. And I probably shouldn't have purchased them, but I had those returns from last week, so those kind of paid for it. So I'm still kind of recuperating from my vehicle purchase financially, but this wasn't too bad. It retails for $50. Reebok actually has a sale going on their website right now, I just noticed. These are not part of the sale though. So we've got the DMX Recovery Mule. I went up to a 12. I had gotten the DMX Recovery Slide in an 11, and they were, I think, small for me. Things weren't lining up properly. I didn't really notice it when I reviewed them, but after the fact, I tried wearing them and like my heel wasn't lined up properly. So I went up in size for the 12s, and these look a little big, but we'll see. Ooh, that is soft. That is soft. That was one thing about the slides that I really enjoyed, was how soft of a foam that they're using. I guess it's their DMX foam or something. I don't know. These look really wide. These look pretty nice. I went with the purple because why not? They didn't have a lot of options out as of yet. It was just black and white and pink. And literally, I think the day I was told about these, the purple had just dropped, or they just dropped not long ago. So it's kind of the most recent color that they've come out with. I like that they redesigned the look of these, because I was never really a huge fan of the DMX slides. Just the aesthetics of them, they were kind of, I got this weird association with the lines on the DMX slide, and it gives me like this creepy fever dream, like clown nightmare fuel vibe going with the DMX slide. Something about those lines, like it makes me think of this, the scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I think is the name of it, where they steal his bike, and he has this night terror of like these crazy clowns taking his bike away and dropping it into like a vat of acid or something. But for some reason, like, that scene I have associated with the DMX slides. So who knows, my brain works kind of oddly sometimes. But anyways, let's go take a read and see what Reebok has to say about these before we check them out. All right. So like I mentioned, these retail for $50, and they have 4 color options right now. The purple, the solar purple, they call it, paradise pink, which is like a very vibrant bubblegum pink, white, and black. So let's see what they have to say about these DMX Recovery Mules. Molded mules for transitioning from sport to chill mode. Active day? These Reebok mules are here for the cool down. DMX Moving Air Tech moves air from heel to toe and back again to ease your every step, and molded EVA wraps your feet in comfort. In other words, your feet will thank you. That was terrible. Whoever wrote that was terrible. Specifications: designed for everyday wear, width is standard, lace is closure, upper material is foam, insole material is textile? No, there's no textile on these. Midsole material, DMX Moving Air Technology. Outsole material, ice rubber. Yeah, there's no textile in these. I don't know why they're saying for the insole. Anyways, we will take a look at this air moving technology in their midsole. The outsole is semi-transparent and you can see inside of it. They've got these little cuts in the foam in this kind of a checkered pattern. I noticed it on the DMX slides, and I think that's why they're so soft and squishy underfoot, is there's kind of an air cavity in there. So we will take a look at those. That's all. Let's go take a look at them. All right. I kind of dig this purple. It wasn't really my first choice. If they had some other option. I prefer orange, but I don't have any purple slides, so I guess we will add one to the collection as long as these fit properly. They do look a little big, but we'll find out. So there's a couple things that come to mind that I kind of want to compare these two, but let's look at them first. I found the slides too, so we'll do a comparison between the mules and the slides, but these are kind of giving me a Jordan Rome vibe to them. So I will I'll pull out the Romes in a moment. There they are. I see them too. I'll show the Romes because they're kind of giving similar vibes just as far as the aesthetics go. And the Romes are a really good mule. I should wear them, but I don't. But anyways, so the DMX Recovery Mule. They're going away from the look of the slides. There's no Nightmare Fuel vibe going on with these mules, and I kind of like what they're doing because it's a little unique. Just in terms of, this is giving me a Croc vibe. The what was it? The Echo. Is it the Echo Waves? Have this kind of toe vibe to it. This toe look of just accenting the shape of the toe box. I don't think they come up as high on the waves, but I know the initial, like, because they've got those like the wave motif on the side, but then it gets kind of smooth at the toe, and it has the same outline to it. I think even the clogs too. I think the Echo clogs do that same thing. So they're borrowing a little bit from Crocs in terms of the aesthetics there with the toe box. I don't know if that one is necessary though. Like, I get these two, but because these are stepped, where that's more of just like a cut in, that just makes me think of like a fat fold. You know, I think they could have done without that top one. We got a couple ventilation holes here. I don't know if that's going to be sufficient. I think that's what's making me think of the Romes, is the where the ventilations are placed. So they're just kind of a variation of each other, but they kind of jive with the line above them, just because that's creating a line right there. That one not so much. It's not carrying the same form. See, you can see these two are parallel, but this one is separate, so there's a bit of a contrast between those two. But then this bottom line is more attuned to this top line. And then here, this is kind of lined up with this here, but this is more of like a reversal of this shape. So just some nice little stylized elements they've got going. There's a very soft pointillism texture on this bottom component. I don't know if you can see it properly. There it is. You can see the texturing there. And it's just on this bottom part here on the toe. There's our seam from the mold, and it is integrated in the back here with this edge, which is nice. Good job, Reebok. It isn't so much up front, but they did with this back edge right here. There's the logo. There's our seam for the outsole. There's our dynamic air cushioning. All right, let's see. We were talking about the midsole. See if you can see. It's a little harder to see with the purple than it is with the slides. I might have to show it in the slides, But if you look, you can kind of see this checkered pattern happening underneath this rubber outsole. It's like right there. You can see those little darker spots. And they're basically cuts out of the foam. I don't know what else is going on. It looks like there's a little more, I don't know if they've got those reinforced or something, but I'm seeing like really a checkered pattern, so I don't know what's going on with the other ones, like what's causing the other color variation, but I think those little darker spots are actual holes. So that's their airflow technology, is just having it kind of ventilated in there, which probably allows air to move from toe to heel, like they were saying, like they were talking about. But it creates kind of a false cavity underfoot too, like your Air Jordans do, and creates a little more of like an air pocket for compression and stuff, which is kind of cool. I like that they're incorporating that within this design. And again, I think that's part of why the slides are so soft and squishy with their compression, is that that airflow technology, the dynamic air cushioning that they've got going on. So those slides are very popular. They're kind of a very underrated slide, just in terms of their comfort and quality. Everybody that comments on them, that has purchased them, all are big fans of them. There, you can see that a little more. You can see those cuts, those holes a little more. What is that? So it's like they've got those square cuts, and then there's lines that are cut from one to the next. So that's what we're seeing on that. It's just more visually prominent. With this green, it's a little more transparent. So that's all their technology is. It's just cuts in the foam. But it works. It makes them really soft. So here's the clown nightmare fuel aesthetics, which they've gotten away from. Completely different look. Completely different look. So that's one of the big criticisms about the slides too, is they're ugly. They don't look good. So there's quite a size difference between these 11s and the 12s. So these 12s might be too big. I might have to send them back. I don't know what it is with these companies struggling with their sizing lately with mules. I'm getting New Balance reoccurring vibes going on. But other than that, like the footbed is very similar. It's a little more aggressive in the mules. It looks like they went a lot wider with these 12s than the 11s. But the outsole is the same too. And then, yeah, look at the size difference between these. Almost look like 10s compared to these. These are probably going to be too big. I'm probably going to have to send these back and downsize. But we'll find that out momentarily. But I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to compare between these two, other than their massive sizing difference. So real quick, let me show the roams to you next to these. Oh, maybe not. The roams have completely different air ventilation. So maybe it's just the general silhouette that I'm getting similar vibes from. But yeah, look at how, yeah, these DMXs are going to be too big. I can already tell. Because these roams fit me perfectly. And these DMXs are like sized like a 13 almost. Too big, but they're super wide. These might be really wide foot friendly. So I guess they don't have as much going on with the roams. Maybe those lines, maybe that's what was reminding me of the roams. Those are the lines. These are really good though. If you're looking for a good mule, these have a good outsole to them also. And these are a little squishier than Crocs. These are a good foam. They've got multiple layers of the foam with the roam. You can see the line right here. So there's like the rubber outsole. There's I think this is like a mid softness foam, and then it gets even softer on the top, or vice versa. But these are pretty comfy. Pretty comfy. I should wear them, but they just sit. I can't wear them all. Most of these I just keep for the videos. They're more of like props than anything. But all right, I think that's enough to to look at, oh, we can look at the footbed real quick. Let me clip this real quick, hang on. All right, we'll look at the footbed. The slides were pretty good too. They had a pretty dynamic footbed to it. You can see we've got a nice little drop off right here for the arch. There's a nice little plateau for the heel. That's relative to the slide. And where this drop off was is where it wasn't lining up properly with my foot on the slides, which is why I don't really wear them. But there's a nice little forefoot divot up there, kind of where that highlight is. And then there's a little bit of a toe groove in front of that, and then a nice area for the toes. So they look pretty good. All right, let's see how massive these are on foot. Oh, it's always a struggle with the size with these. You know what we can do? We can, real quick, yeah, because these look even bigger. Yeah, these are gonna be too big. Just showing them next to the RX40s, because those are big. Those are the 11s. But all right, enough. Throw them on foot. All right, slide in impressions. We've got the Ukuzis on. All right. So they do run a little big. They run a little big. The toe groove is pulling my foot forward. Yeah, these are too big. I need to go down to an 11. That toe groove is very prominent, so it's wanting me to pull my foot forward to line up with the toe groove, but then my foot isn't lining up properly with the arch at that point, and then the forefoot divot. So these are way too big for me, but we'll still get a bit of a review on them. But I'm gonna have to send these back and get the 11s. So the forefoot is very sculpted. We could kind of tell with them in hand, with all the shadows and the highlights and stuff. You could see those big dips in the forefoot. So it's very sculpted. There's some good arch support happening kind of within the compression of the heel. So you notice there's that platform with the heel, and then it just drops after that for the forefoot. So your arch support comes when that heel compresses down. So what's left in that plateau then fills your arch. But yeah, again, things aren't lining up. I had this issue with the slides too. They're just, they're sculpted for a different foot than mine. So in order to get that arch to line up, I got to pull my foot all the way back here. But then my toes are right on top of that toe groove. So I'm hoping the 11s will fit my foot a little bit better. So sizing recommendation, you're going to want to go down. If you're on a half size, you're going to want to go down. If you're on a whole size, you're probably good going true to size. But these are running a little big. These are running a little big. I'm kind of bummed. I'm annoyed having to constantly send things back and forth and stuff, but it's all right. It's all right. Someone's got to do it. I'll save you guys the trouble. So I like this color though. I'm kind of digging this purple. It's not a bad color. I'm getting Grimace vibes. But these are pretty squishy. They're pretty soft. I just wish the ergos lined up with my feet. So very similar underfoot experience as the slides. It's getting dark on me already. I don't know where I need to turn that on. Sorry. Fumbling with my lighting. Okay, a lot of spring underfoot with that air pocket. A lot of spring underfoot. There's some lighting. So they're pretty comfy. Very sculpted footbed. Just be warned, it's kind of a make or break thing. Your foot either has to line up with stuff or they don't work. You know, some designs you can get away with if they fit a little bit bigger. If like the compression is doing all the ergo work, but when they have the ergos as sculpted as they do on these, it's kind of a make or break thing. And that was the design pitfall with the slides for me, is because my feet didn't line up with the ergos. So that's happening again with these, but I might have better luck with the 11s. These seem to be sized larger than the slides. So hopefully the 11s fit my feet better, but that's the most prominent feature that I'm having walking with these, is just my feet not lining up with the ergos. But the compression it's very bouncy, it's very springy. Let me get some down low footage, I'll show you. All right. So it's got a lot of squish, but it's got a lot of bounce, it's got a lot of spring to it with that air pocket, I think. So that's kind of cool. That's a nice physical feature to it. These are creating a very unique experience underfoot. I haven't had either a slide or a mule / clog that has been as soft as these and has had as much of a spring back, as much of a bounce back with the compression. So that is something very unique with these. So I kind of dig that. They are creating a unique experience with their footwear with these mules. So good job, Reebok. It takes a little ingenuity to create something different nowadays. There's so many of these foam footwear slides and shoes and mules on the market, and so many of them are so similar. So it's refreshing to have something different underfoot. But these just aren't fitting my feet, just the way that they're sculpted. But I dig what they're doing. I dig what they're trying to do. I will return these and I will reorder them in 11 and we'll try again. But I'll still get this edited. I'll get this video up today and get it out there so there's something online about these, because they are pretty new. I don't think there's anything else online about them regarding anything. So we'll get the info out there to help people with sizing decisions. But I do recommend these. I think they're pretty nice. They're affordable too, $50. That's not a bad price point for what they're providing. Maybe some more colors. The width is very, very good. These are very wide foot friendly. I can't talk about the contact points as of yet because I'm not getting proper fitting with these, but a lot of times there will be a specific contact point somewhere that kind of holds them on foot. Right now it's literally the dynamic footbed that is keeping my foot in place. It's keeping my foot kind of locked in. The big toe groove and the big forefoot dip. So I'm not getting like a pinching effect anywhere else on the mule to keep my foot in place. Like with those roams, they have a lower roof to them. So your foot's kind of being contained on the roof with the roams, which is one thing I like about them because it gives them a little more width to them. And then like Crocs, you've got the strap, but and then other ones you've got like the width. So like these RX 40s, it kind of pinches my foot on the width, back right here at the arch. It's got a very prominent arch, which locks in the foot, but then it pinches here at the back, and that's kind of what holds my foot in. So with these DMX, it's really all the footbed that's holding my foot in place because it's such a sculpted footbed. So that is interesting, but I have a feeling the 11s I'll have a contact point at some point. It'll probably be the roof because these aren't super tall. Kind of right where the forefoot is kind of the lowest, and I could see the 11s kind of locking in right there. So that's not a bad mechanism. But I'll find that out when I get the 11s. So they seem to be breathing okay, but again, they're big on me. So there's a lot more space around my foot that I would experienced in the other size. But yeah, I like them. I like these. I like how they look. I like the comfort on them. I didn't get the right size. So, well, I'll reorder them in the 11s. But I think that's all I have to say about them. Let me take a sock off real quick and give you a barefoot impression, just with the texture, which is nice. That feels good. I think it was a little more aggressive with the mules than it was with the slides. But it's still, that's such a soft foam, it's not aggressive underfoot at all. So they feel pretty good barefoot too. They're barefoot friendly. But yeah, I just need the downsize. I need the 11s. So I almost got the 11s, but I didn't because I was just assuming they would have been too small, like the slides are with me. But they, I think they've changed the sizing between the slides and the mules. So, all right, I think that's everything. I think we can wrap these up. I'll get this return started. But these are pretty cool. I'm digging them. I like them. My only concern is the ventilation. They don't have anything on the toe, and that was one of the problems with that Addifoam Supernova, the Addifoam. The ventilation, that was my only criticism with those, is they didn't have ventilation on the toe. Let me grab them real quick. So these might be a little sweaty. They kind of have mellow Clog vibes too, which was, there they are. I'll show those also in comparison, because those only have like side vents on them and those get sweaty. All right, so here's the mules, or the mellow clogs, mellow mules. You can see they've got just the same, excuse me, side ventilation in the back, which isn't sufficient. My toes get sweaty on these, but these have, it's a little higher up, it's a little wider, and then there's also one in front of it. So I think these will breathe a little bit better than the mules, but then let's look at the Supernovas. So these have even more along the side here, but they were a little stuffy. My feet got a little sweaty in these, not having anything on the toes. But these have an open back, where these are enclosed in the back or captured. These are more of a shoe. So there's more all around, and these are a lot wider too, so I'm getting breathing happening more in the sides here. So I think they'll be all right. I don't think they'll be too sweaty. Just a couple that came to mind in comparison regarding the ventilation. So we'll see, time will tell. But I'll get these in the mail and get them returned, and I will reorder the 11s. And I'll do like an update video. I'll just do a short on the update of the 11s with the sizing info on them. So I think that's everything. Let me wrap this up. All right, hopefully that is lined up properly. So these are pretty solid. I think that they've taken what they've established with the slide and improved upon it. It's got better aesthetics to it. It's got a better look to it. The squish and the compression underfoot is relative between the slides and the mules. So that experience is similar. But I like what they've done with these. It's a pretty solid design. The comfort's really good. I like that they went wide with it. I think Nike and Adidas need to start going a little wider with their footwear too. Well, it couldn't hurt. That's one thing about Crocs that I really enjoy, is the width of their products. And I think that's a big, strong point in their design. So for other companies to go a little wider with their designs as well, I think it's a good choice, or at least to offer like a wide option. But yeah, the width is solid. That's all I'm getting at, is the width is good on these. They've got a nice rubber outsole also. I know that's a big selling point. Some people are looking for like a more outdoor oriented foam footwear that has a rubber outsole, and there's not a lot of options. The Puma Nitro is probably my biggest recommendation as far as that goes, but the Rejuvenates also have a rubber outsole to them also, so that's a good option as well. But now we've got the DMX Mules too, so if you're looking for something that's nice and squishy, has good ergo support to it, and that has a rubber outsole that isn't super expensive. These are a little more affordable than the other two options I just mentioned. I think the Puma Nitro is like $85, and the Rejuvenates vary, I think, from 60 to 70 or something between the slides and the shoes. So these are your cheapest option, and these honestly might be one of the more comfortable options. I really like those Nitros. Those I think are better footbed to them. But these are super comfy is what I'm getting at. These are very, very comfortable. These might be a little more comfy than, I would say, than the Rejuvenate. I'm a kind of a Rejuvenate hater though. But if I had to pick between the two, the shoes are really good though, but the slides are, I don't know. These might be better than the Rejuvenate slides, which brings me to my final point. I will do a comparison video between the DMX and the Rejuvenate in the future. A viewer told me that the newer colorways of the Rejuvenate slide are better. So they just came out with an orange that I will try in the future, maybe in December. And when I get those in, I will do a comparison between the DMX slides and mules to the Nike Rejuvenate slides and shoes. So stay tuned for that video. But just in conclusion, regarding these DMX Recovery Mules, these are good. I recommend them. Just size down if you are on a half size, but you're probably safe going with your true to size if you're on a whole size. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts and comments below on the Recovery Mules. Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again. See you.